everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. In today's video we're going to be doing this page from Lulu Mayo's book. So this one is A Million Magical Creatures, and one of my subscribers asked me to do a colour along in one of her books, so this is what we are going to be doing today. So we're going to be using the Castle Art pencils. So I've got the 120 set, and the first colour that I'm going to go in with is Naples Yellow Light, which is 073. And we're going to make a start on this moon here. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom you in and we'll get started. So what I'm going to do with this moon is, first of all, I'm just going to do a light base coat on it, just so that we can get a little bit of this colour down. So it's quite a light colour, but I want the moon to be like a really light moon with maybe a little bit of grey to it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. Next, I'm going to take Warm Grey Light, which is 120, and we're going to add some shade to our moon. So I'm going to focus this around the edges to sort of darken up the edges of the moon. And we'll do this side as well. And you just want to use a bit more pressure towards the edge and then lift the pressure as you come in towards the middle of the moon. And it's just going to give it that nice shaded effect. And then I'm going to go back in with Naples Yellow Light 073 and go ahead and blend this all together. Then taking Primrose Yellow, which is 002, I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of yellow to this. So I'm only going to use light pressure, and I'm just going to go over the middle section where we've added the cream colour and just add a little bit of this yellow tone to it. I'll take it over the grey as well, actually. So we'll just go over everything and just give it a little bit more of a yellow tone. Next, going in with Golden Yellow Deep 006, we're going to make a start on his little instrument here. So I'm going to make this look gold. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the outer sections with this colour. And again, I'm just using light pressure here. Next, using Yellow Ochre 077, we're going to add some shade to this. So I'm going to start by shading down here, because this would be a little bit darker at the bottom edge. We'll do the same here, add a little bit of shade to the bottom edge and the top edge. And then for this bottom bit, I'm just going to darken up the one side. We'll add some shade here coming over. And then we'll add some shade here to the top. And just bring this down this side. Then I'm going to go back in with Golden Yellow Deep 006, and I'm going to go ahead and blend this all together. Next, taking Cadmium Yellow 007, we're going to make a start on the Sunshine. So I'm going to go ahead and do a base coat with this colour so that we get a nice orangey yellowy tone down. So you just want to use light pressure here and just go ahead and fill in. And I'm also going to take this onto this cloud because it would cast some sunshine glow onto this cloud. And then this little bit here. So again, I've just used light pressure to add that in. Then taking Brilliant Yellow 009, we're going to add some more of an orangey tone to the sunshine. So I want to go ahead and darken up the edges. So I'm just going to use more pressure here and just go around the edges of the sun rays. And then I'm going to darken up either edge of this line here. And then just lift the pressure as you come towards the middle. Going to add some darker colour all the way around this inside edge here. And then we'll add a little bit down here by the cloud. And just leave the lighter patch in the middle. Then we're going to go in with some Golden Yellow Deep 006, and I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more of a yellowy tone to this. I'm going to take it right up to this orange here where we've done around the edges and just bring that colour in. So you can take it over the orange as well, or the last colour that we did. Take it over that orangey colour and just bring it in towards the middle. I'll add a little bit into this bit here, and we'll add a little bit in here. Just go over the orange, just to give it a bit more of a yellow tone. And then we're going to go back in with our original colour, which was Cadmium Yellow 007, and go ahead and fill in this little gap in the middle and fill in the middle bits of the sunshine rays. And this bit here I'm going to leave as a highlight, so I'm not going to go over that again. Okay guys, so next going in with Mauve 093, we're going to make a start on this rainbow here. So I want the first stripe to be like a light purple colour, so I'm just going to use light pressure and go ahead and fill this in. And I'm going to avoid the little star on there because I want to keep that separate. Then going in with Lavender 036, we're going to add some shade to this. So what I'm going to do is darken up the edges where the lines are and make this a little bit darker. So I'm just going to use normal pressure and just run this colour all the way up the edge of the line. And then I'll do the same for this side. So again, just normal pressure and run the pencil all the way along the line. And then what I want to do is lift the pressure so that this blends out easier. So I'm just going to start to lift the pressure as we come towards the middle, because we want the middle to be the lightest part. So I'm just going to make sure that these lines blend out quite nicely. So I'm just going over with lighter pressure and just bringing the colour in towards the middle a little bit more. Then going back in with mauve 093, we're going to go ahead and fill in the centre part properly and take it over the darker purple just so that everything blends together nicely. Next, we're going to go in with Grenadine Light, which is 033, and we're going to do a base coat on this next one along. So I'm just going to again use light pressure to start filling this in. And I wanted this one to be pink because I quite like the way that pink and purple look next to each other on the rainbow. So that was my plan. Then going in with Bengal Rose Deep 085, which is quite a darker pink. I'm going to go ahead and add the shade in like we did for the purple one. So I'll just do the same again, just darken up the edges. And then lift the pressure to blend this out. Then we'll go back in with Grenadine Light 033 and go ahead and fill in the middle section and take it over the darker pink as well, like we did for the purple one, just so that it all blends nicely. And we should be left with just a nice like highlighted glowy colour in the middle. You can always go back over if you feel like you've missed anywhere or you want anywhere to be a little bit darker. And for the last one, we're going to go in with Cobalt Blue Light 094, and we're going to go ahead and do a base coat on this last one. Next, taking Cobalt Blue 096, we're going to add the shade in for this one as well. So I'm going to do the same thing again, run it up the edges and then lift the pressure as you come towards the middle. Then going back in with Cobalt Blue Light, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the middle section. Okay, next we're going to do these shooting stars, and I'm going to go in with Naples Yellow Light 073, and I'm going to go ahead and fill in the stars and also their tail where they are shining along the sky. So I'm just going to use normal pressure and just fill these in. Then going back in with Warm Grey Light, 120, we'll add some shade to these. So what I want to do is just go around the edges of the stars with the grey Similar to what we did to the moon, really, just to give them a little bit of shade. And then I'm going to add some grey just here behind where the star comes away. And then I'm just going to follow this along the edge of the line, so like the inside edge of the line. And again, I'm just using normal pressure for this. I'll do the same for this little one. Okay, so for these stars over here, I want to make these a little bit brighter. So I'm going to go in with Golden Yellow Deep 006 and go ahead and fill these in. And then using Cadmium Yellow 007, I'm going to add a little bit of shade just to the right hand side of these ones. So just darken up like half of the star. Next, taking Lemon Yellow Light 001, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the stars on his back. Next, going in with Mauve 093, we're going to make a star on this little dog here. So I want his belly to be the lightest part. So I'm going to go in with Mauve and add this colour to his belly. And like here at the front part of his body. So I'm just using light pressure and then even lighter pressure when I come away. Next we're going to go in with Lavender 036 and we're going to add light pressure again and go ahead and fill in a little bit more of his body. So I'm going to take it up to the mauve and then back a little bit further. Then taking Purple Lake 091, I'm going to use this again with light pressure to darken up this very back section of him. So I'm just using really light pressure to take it over the mauve. And now I'm going to go ahead and use a bit more pressure here and just darken this up. And then again, lift the pressure as you come away. So we'll just darken this bit up under here. And then some light pressure to blend it out. So then back in with Lavender. So I'm going to take this over where we left the light pressure of the last colour and start to bring it forwards, and then again lift off the pressure where you're going to be blending it in to the lighter colour. So we'll go ahead and darken up all the bits that we know we can go ahead and darken up straight away and just use normal pressure. And I'm just going to lift the pressure here and start to lift the pressure here as well. Then I'm going to go back in with Mauve and go ahead and go over the Lavender. And then start to fill in the rest of his face and body. Just going to go back in with Lavender and just go over anywhere that you feel needs a little bit more colour. And then there's the darker colour, which was Purple Lake. I'm just going to darken up this section as well. And then I'm going to use this to darken up the top bit of his tail. Then I'm going to go back in with Lavender and go ahead and fill in a bit more of his tail. So I'm just using normal pressure for this, just bringing the colour down. And then back in with mauve, fill in the bottom piece of his tail and just take that up into the last colour. And then using lavender, I'm just going to add a little bit of shade here under his arm, just to give him a little bit of a shade there, and a little bit here. Next, taking Azalea Pink 082, I'm going to go ahead and add some pink to this cloud here because I want this one to be pink. And I'm just going to use light pressure and just go ahead and add some pink to this cloud. Then taking Bengal Rose 084, we're going to add some shade to this cloud. So I'm going to start by shading anywhere where these objects are on the cloud. So take it round the bottom of his tail. And again, you just want to lift the pressure as you come away, just so that it blends out easier. We'll add some shade here. Then I'm going to darken up this section here and lift the pressure. I think we'll darken up this bit as well, so we'll just sort of take it round this top edge. And then just lift the pressure to blend this out. Don't want that straight line there, it looks a little bit too harsh, so I'm just going to go over that. And then we'll add some darker pink up here. And then again, just lift the pressure to blend it out. And then I'm going to go back in with Azalea Pink and go ahead and fill this in and blend it all together. So next, going in with Cornflower Blue 092, I'm going to make a start on this cloud here. So again, I'm going to go in with light pressure and add some of this colour down. And I'm going to take it over the yellow that we put in as well, because I want it to have like a yellowy blue tint. So I'll just go over that really lightly. And then again, just using light pressure, I'm going to go ahead and add this colour into the cloud. So we'll go ahead and add a bit more pressure here and darken up this little section here and where it meets this cloud here. And then we'll darken up all along her hairline. And then I'm just going to lift the pressure to blend this out. And then taking Cobalt Blue Light 094, I'm going to go ahead and go over where we've left the light pressure and blend these two colours together. I'm going to take this up and over the yellow as well. I'm just using normal pressure here. And then going back in with cadmium yellow 007, I'm just going to use light pressure and just go over where we left the yellow again, just to make sure that you can still see the yellow over the blue. Okay, so this cloud here, I think we're going to do pink again because it goes behind there. So I'm going to go in with azalea pink and go ahead and do a base coat on this one. So going back in with Bengal Rose, we're going to add the shade. So I'm going to shade here where the rainbow is, just to make that stand out a little bit better. And then again, I'm just going to lift the pressure as you come away, just to blend this out nicely. I'm going to go ahead and darken up the bottom section of the cloud. And then just lift the pressure again to blend that out. So for this side, we'll darken up here by the rainbow, and then up here from this cloud that's sat above it, and we'll add some to the bottom. And then I'm just going to lift the pressure to blend this out. So I'm going to go back in with azalea pink and go ahead and fill in this bit and blend it all together. Then going back in with cadmium yellow 007, we'll just go over the sunshine glow again, just to make that stand out a little bit better. Okay, for this little baby cloud, I'm going to go in with cobalt blue light and do a nice base coat on him. And I think we'll fill him in to about halfway. And then taking cobalt blue 096, I'm going to go ahead and fill in this side. So I'm going to darken this up here, just use normal pressure, and then lift the pressure as you come in towards the lighter colour. And then I'm going to go back in with cobalt blue light and go ahead and blend this all together and fill this section in. Okay, so for this big one, I'm going to use azalea pink, and I'm going to add some pink in this section here. So I'm just going to use light pressure and add this colour in. And then I think we'll do a bit over here as well. Then I'm going to use cobalt blue light and add some blue into this bit here. And we'll have some over here. And maybe join it in the middle. Then I'm going to go in with lavender and go ahead and add some into this section here and this middle piece here that we've left. And I'm just using really light pressure and taking it over the other colours as well, so that everything should blend together quite nicely. So I'll go back in with azalea pink first, because that's our lightest colour, and go ahead and darken this up. So you just want to take it over the other colours that you've added in as well. So we'll go back in with lavender. Go ahead and darken up our little lavender patch. And then lift the pressure when you come to blend it over the other colours. Then back in with cobalt. Go ahead and darken up the cobalt areas. Next, taking Cadmium Orange Light 074, I'm going to go ahead and do a base coat on her skin. So I'm just going to use light pressure and add this colour down to her skin. Hopefully it's not too orangey. I haven't really used the Castle Art pencils to do many skin tones, to be honest, so I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but hopefully it will look okay. Next, taking Yellow Ochre Light 010, I'm going to use this to add some shade into her skin. So again, I'm just using light pressure here, and I'm just going to take this down the edge of her leg here and along this side. I'll go ahead and darken up here where her dress would be casting a bit of a shadow. And then we'll run this down the inside of her arm. And we'll go ahead and do light pressure, but fill this other arm in completely because it would be pushed further back. Add a little bit of shadow where her head meets her neck. And then we'll give her some shade here from her hair. And we'll do the same for this side. We'll use Azalea Pink to give her a little bit of blush. So I'm just going to do little round cheeks as blush. And then I'll add a little bit to her mouth and her nose. Then going back in with Naples Yellow Light 073, I'm going to go ahead and blend this all together. So I'm just going to take it over the brown and the light fleshy tone that we put in, and just use normal pressure and mix this all together. I'm not going to do it on that arm because I want that arm to be darker anyway. And I'll take it over this brown here and mix it in. And we'll go over the cheeks as well. Okay, and I wanted to have bright green hair, so we're going to use Leaf Green Light 061 and go ahead and do a base coat on her hair so that she's got nice, bright, vibrant green hair. Then going in with Leaf Green Middle 060, we're going to add some shadow to this. So I'm going to darken up here where it would be in shade from her face. So I'm just going to go around the edge piece first. And then under here would be a little bit darker. And then over here, I'm going to use the hair as a guide. So I'm just going to drag this colour out and just sort of follow the lines of the hair. So I'm going to lift off the pressure there. Here, I'm gonna do light pressure here and just sort of feather it in. So I'm just doing little up and down motions. Then here I'm going to fill this bit in completely in this dip, and then again lift the pressure to blend that out there. So here we're going to darken up. This piece here I'm going to do completely dark actually. And then this piece will lift the pressure off there so that can blend out into the lighter colour. So that bit's dark, so we'll do some dark here and then lift the pressure and follow this all the way along this sort of dip in her hair, and then just lift the pressure to blend that out. Give her a little bit of shade here. And some here. So here I'm doing the more harder pressure here in this dip, and then just lifting the pressure as it comes upwards. Give her a little bit of shade here. Add some darkness to this little dip here. Join it into that bit there. Okay, and then for the bottom bit of her hair, I'm going to darken up this underneath section here, and then under here would all be darker because it's really underneath the rest of the hair. We'll add some shade in here and join it up to that bit all the way along. And it's just really a case of sort of looking at the hair and seeing where you want a little bit more shade in, and you can just add extra colour in wherever you fancy. Okay, so I think that's enough. So I'm going to go back in with the leaf green light and just go ahead and go over this to blend it together. And then we're going to do her dress to match. So I'm going to go in with leaf green light again and add some colour to her dress. So taking leaf green middle, I'm going to add the shade in here. So I'm going to darken up this back piece here because that would be in shadow. And then here where we've got these little crease lines, I'm going to go over them with the darker colour and just exaggerate them, make them look a little bit bigger. We'll fill in this section here because this is where the fabrics crease together, and then lift the pressure to blend this out around it. I'm going to do some light pressure as well just up this back edge just to darken all of that up, and we'll add some darkness down here and then lift the pressure as you go over towards the middle, and then we'll just darken up this line and this crease line here, and then we'll just add some light pressure shade underneath her arm. Just extend that crease so that you can still see it. And then going back in with leaf green light, I'm going to go ahead and blend this all together. Okay guys, so that's how it's looking at the minute. So I'm going to leave this video here. We will continue on Wednesday. So I hope you've enjoyed this so far, and I will see you guys in the next video.